we can see the screen.
Okay, great. So I'll start with slides and then go to our website. So basically, hi everyone. So I'm Heidi from Hotpot Teams, and here's our project named after Hotpot. So what is Hotpot? So it's basically a kind of DAO launchpad, and it's codeless, and it's also based on bonding curve, which is another kind of AMM. Not everything is Uniswap. So the motivation is simple. So we just want to, let's say, aggregate ingredients into one dream and also lower the barrier for normal peoples. And also it will be less fluctuations from financial shocks because everything is set by the formula rules, bonding curve. And we also want not just people bound to some certain tokens, but they can choose whatever system they want. So it will be a kind of codeless launch, and I will jump to the our website a little bit and come back. So here's our hotpot, and I'm already connect my wallet, and you can see it's only test net stage now. You can see we have some DAOs here, and also you can choose some projects. Take some time for updating. Okay, so you can see a lot of projects. And also, I will show a little bit about how to launch a DAO. If you are just too lazy, you can just randomize your names. And of course, you need to set, let's say, 10 Ethereum for now. And you can see it's bounding curve, which means like all the price has already been set before. And if you just want to get some tokens, you will send some Ethereum. And if you want to get some, if you don't want these tokens, you can sell it back to this contract. That's the basic of bonding curves. We can also see a little bit if you want to donate to something, you can say, okay, I want to donate, let's say, some kind of, I want to get some kind of tokens, and I would just say 10, and I would just say confirm, and let's see a little bit. Maybe it takes some time for MetaMask. Okay, sorry for that. I need to change it to another wallet, which do have the GOE. So, okay, let me connect it. Okay. So if I want, let's say the price now is here and I want to donate some. So basically it will, the price will be here and the kind of this area will be the Ethereum I need to donate. And it's another beauty from the bonding curve is actually, we will give some incentive to join a DAO. Think about that. If you already have a liquidity pool, which means you already kind of a big organizations, but if you are just a DAO, you're kind of worried about where I can find my liquidity. So by bonding curve, you actually start from zeros and you donate to these curves, kind of. Sorry, it's a little bit technical problem. I don't know why I cannot connect wallet now, but it should be. And let me go back to the PowerPoint. So it's basically these kind of things. And I will try to explain a little bit more about bonding curves. That's our kind of the shining part, different from other DAO launchpad. It's kind of, you can see, if you are here, you throw some Ethereum and you can get some DAO token back. And if you throw this DAO and you will get some Ethereum back. So it's basically AMM. And also, just like a little bit said, but I will explain a little bit more here. So it's basically transparent, definitive, and immutable. And we don't need initial liquidity. And it's kind of insensitive for early participants. And it also can reach the equilibrium of consensus automatically. So think about that. If the whole market map is here, and in the traditional old book trading systems, it can actually fluctuate a lot because it's kind of you only need like 1 or 2% share to manipulate the whole market. But by AMM, it's very difficult because you need a lot of real Ethereum to actually pump up this curve to either further, and you will be worried, okay, it will just draw back very soon, and all your Ethereum will be get by other people's. So that's kind of the shining point of us. And I guess the time is very limited for this kind of hackathon. So that's all. Am I still connected? It's a little bit silent. I'm deep
Hey,
worried.
hey, thanks for the demo. I was curious, is this similar to like Juicebox, which are providing DAO infrastructure for like, for example, Constitution DAO? It makes it
Yes,
easier, right?
yes, it's very similar, like the juice box for the Constitution DAO, but we are more likely we want to make this like the token economics more automatically.
I see. Regarding the bonding curve, I think there are several projects also implementing this model. Like one of the Binance incubation program projects, like Mint Club, like when they launched Fan token for their for the token issuers, they also used a linear bonding curve. Yeah, I think.
Yes, we know Mint Club very well, and not as well as you guys, but we do also research a lot. So I think we will be more fluent to token economics. We will allow people to design their own token economics. We can also include some kind of more complicated token economics. Let's say if you are an early investor, you will get very low price, even lower than the bonding curve itself, but you need some kind of lock time to kind of release your tokens, which is kind of a balance between the early investors and the later participants. So our models cannot just include like the regular participant itself. We can also reach the equilibrium between the early participants, like early investors, and the later. So I think we have a little bit of upgrades other than the Mint Club.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Hey, Arnav from Guildfi here. You mentioned earlier that there was also multi-token support. You know, a lot of games are being launched with the multi-token model. Can you just elaborate a bit more on your multi-token support, please?
Okay, yeah, sure. Could you wait me a little bit? Let me open our white paper. That will be much, much more illustrative. Let me share again. That's my share. Sorry, I'm very new to this program, sharing program. I using Zoom, so it's a little bit take me time to get used to it. So where's my power? Okay. So this is basically our like much more complicated. I will little bit first explain like what I just said before. So basically, you can see this kind of is early investors. Their price can just even set to zero, and all of this money will flow to treasury. However, they cannot interact with this bonding curve immediately. They have to kind of wait until some kind of point, and they can go out. It's kind of otherwise the system will be very unstable. Okay, now I will also explain the next people's questions. So basically, you can see this is kind of our treasury systems, and you can see the bonding curve can be a little bit different for the buy-in and the burnout. So these tags will be, of course, most of them will flow to their own treasury, but also a little bit will flow to our treasury, and in return we will give them our tokens. And for your questions, we will actually, it's a little bit more technical, I have to say. So for example, this DAO is in BSC, DAO is in Ethereum, for examples. And for our treasury, we will write a kind of contract to listen to the stories, what happened in other chains, that will kind of coordinate the share tokens between different chains, even for one DAO. I hope I explain your questions, but it's a little bit more technical. So, but for the first stage, maybe let's say, okay, this DAO is in BSC, this DAO is in kind of in Ethereum. But in the later stage, we will actually write some listening or gossip contract just to ask, okay, what happened in the others? Because just like a BSC, you also listen to other contracts like USDTs. You want to keep the global balance equal. It's kind of difficult.